Hi guys, it's Irene with a new process video for HipKits. This is probably the fourth layout I created with the June kits. So, sorry, doors slamming in my house. Um, my concept for this layout is very simple, and I owe it all to Kim Watson, that designed a lovely set of free cut files for June. And there are some great images there, and I think like a frame and a couple of words. But I took one of the flowers and leaves, and I made it like really big. I went to the Silhouette software and kind of played around with the size of the flowers and the leaves on the software, and looked what would look good on a 12 by 12. And now I'm just sorry, my daughter is singing slash screaming in her room, which is rare, so I'm sure she'll soon make an appearance. It's rare that she's on her own. It's not rare that she's singing or screaming. We joke that she's only quiet when she's sleeping. But it's all good. She's a sweetheart. Anyway, so I have these two flowers and two leaves, and I'm gonna go for the lighter, more like calmer and softer patterns in the kit. One of the things I find with hip kits is they are really versatile, and every single month I can make very colorful layouts and very calm layouts. It just depends on the combination of patterns. Sorry. So yeah, there are a lot of bright colors in this kit, and a couple of darker papers, but I chose this background. This is from like this cute stripe. It's from Ellie's Studio, and the other side is like this meal planner type of paper, which is also like nice. I used it, but I wanted this this side. I thought it went really well with my color scheme. I just found like these colors to match my photo. And yeah, this is a photo of my husband and me on our 7th wedding anniversary, and our daughter took the photo. So it's nice that there's someone there to document, although now in the day and age of selfies, it's also not a problem. So I'm just adhering my pattern papers. I'm just too lazy to use like, you know, liquid glue, so I'm using some of the washi tape we got in the kit, and this will just make it easier to move these pieces around, so I can just play around a bit with the design without all the pieces falling apart. And yes, it was very hard to cut into that crate paper, the yellow one that I'm now adhering to my flower, because it's like one of my favorite papers this month. There's another paper that I really love, the Simple Stories one, and the side with the dots is really fitting for my color scheme, but I didn't want to cut that one up because I already cut it up and I wanted to use it for background. Anyway, yeah, my dilemmas. So I really like this paper as background. I think you know, it's like it's interesting but not too busy, and yeah, really lets the other elements show. I just think it works so well together, and it's like one of these things that there is no way I would have come up with this combination um, without the kit, and I just really like how it looks. It all works, but it's not too matchy, and it is like still a bit eclectic. I really like that. So I used as yes, now you can see it exactly. I used one of the cardstock pieces that we got in the cardstock add-on, and I love this color. It's kind of like an aqua color. I used it to cut out those flowers and a few more hearts. I don't know, I just, when I'm already cutting something, I want to fill the whole thing, and I'll try to use them on a future layout. So I don't want to waste this piece of cardstock, and I'm going to cut down my pattern paper just a little bit, a 1/4 inch from each side, and mount it on my cardstock, and that will kind of bring it together, the frame and then the elements. And with this, you really don't need a lot to finish a layout, because the general design idea is already there, thanks to the die cut. And you see there with the small flower, I just found a piece of that Fancy Pants pattern paper that has the world map on it, but I found a piece that didn't show the map, so it's just like this really nice, very subtle, like a tone on tone. It's not tone on tone, but it's a very subtle pattern, and it looks really nice behind my flower. So this layout, I would say, is definitely not my usual style, but I really like how it looks. I think it's such a great use of cut files, and you could do this with every design. You can do this with like simple designs like a huge heart, or like big words. It's kind of, I think, quite a trend now to use big elements. And you don't even need electronic die cutting machine. Sorry. I need to eat. I'm waiting for lunch. It's not good to do voiceovers while I'm hungry. My husband is making lunch. I'm a lucky girl, what can I say? No, we both cook, but I think I'm more the baker and he's more the cook. And, the problem is that, we have to eat, but we don't have to eat cake. And when there is cake, we eat a lot of it. So obviously there's less need for baking than for cooking, but that's so not the point. I want to add like a little bit dimension behind my main flower, and I don't have a lot of like foam adhesive, or I kind of use it only when I have to, because it's like one of those things that I can't get so easily here. So I just used a leftover piece of chipboard that you can see. It's actually, I think, from an old hip kit, I think the August 214 or something. And it's perfect for this use. So I had like a couple of pieces that I haven't used on that sheet. I just pulled them out. And so I'm repurposing that leftover chipboard that otherwise would just go in the trash. And I'm committing to that design, and I want to say I'm going to keep the rest kind of simple, but I will add a couple of clusters. I'm going to back my photo with some vellum, which I really love to do. It kind of brings it out a little bit, because then the small area around the photo is kind of blurry because of the vellum. So I think it really adds a little pop to the photo. And it's gonna go there. I'm going to use some of that chipboard at the bottom because I'm adhering the photo kind of half on the flower and half on the pattern paper of the background, so it has two levels. So I also need to lift it so it's at the same height of the flower. I hope that makes sense, but you can see what I mean on the video. So I'm using regular adhesive on the flower part, and then a little bit dimensional chipboard. So I'm sorry, there's like Frozen songs in the background. So now I'm thinking what to add to this page, and this was a little bit challenging, even though it went kind of fast. I had my ready-made clusters, and I liked how that looked. Actually, I liked how they both looked, the pieces I'm trying, but the camera is going to win at the end because I really liked the colors on that piece, and the one that I have now kind of next to the photo with what's it called? Not dragonfly. Kite. I don't know why I thought about dragonfly. The one with the kite, it has that pink piece, and I just think it's too bright. It doesn't work for me for the color scheme. I really wanted a bit of softer color scheme here. So I have already my cluster, and I thought it looked good there, but I'm going to add it at the top left at the end, because I'm having I will add a long title, and there's just not going to be space next to the photo. But I think it would look good there. If I had a short title, I would just add the title below it and call it a day. But yeah, so I'm showing you my whole process, and I just think it's helpful to see, why someone makes certain choices and not other ones. I did like how that frame looked behind my cluster, so I'm going to add it. It has like a little bit of gold in it, and I have that gold star that I added. So I'm going to add the frame. One corner of that frame is golden, and I'm going to make sure the gold piece is on the opposite side of the star. So it's not all concentrated. Now, this little camera is not going to make it to my final layout, but I kept it in because it'll probably, or I'm pretty sure it will appear in another layout. So I'm using the pigment inks that came in the color kit and this little dauber to color it. And it just looks like a lot of fun. And usually I thought I would add that camera, and then if I add one piece of wood veneer, I know I want more than one on my layout, so I can put it in a few places. It just makes everything look more complete and cohesive. So I picked a couple of other pieces that I thought might work, but I don't end up using them. And now I'm using this piece of You Are Sweet, it says. And I am totally copying, I think I saw Terry for sure, I think Missy also, they made this kind of ombre effect on their wood veneers, and I loved it. So I'm totally lifting that idea. And I'm going to use both colors of pigment inks to color this piece, but it doesn't make it on my final page. It just has a different feel to it, I think, as what I was going for. So I don't know, it's somehow more like summery and happy, and I was kind of going for a softer look on my layout. But I love how they look, and I will definitely use them. So after I added the pigment ink, I wanted to add some, you could emboss it. I saw Terry embossed some pieces and it looks amazing. I wanted to add some glossy accents, and of course my bottle was clogged, so I had to deal with that issue. And then I was too lazy, so I thought maybe I'll use stickles. And I have like these, super glittery stickles, but it was too glittery and you couldn't really see the pattern of the camera. So I ended up still going with the glossy accent. And yeah, hopefully this piece will make it to another layout. So here I spared you the part where I added my title. I remember one of the reasons I don't like long titles, especially when I don't have lines here on my paper. That would be much, much easier. But to line it up, I really hate that. So this is actually from the Bible. But I just went to Pinterest and I mean, my title is a quote from the Bible, but I went to Pinterest and I looked up marriage quotes or something like that. And actually a lot of really lovely things came up. And I decided to go with this one. It's from the Book of Ruth. And I'm not religious, but I did do my share of Bible reading in school. But it's kind of irrelevant. I just really like this quote, and I think it's lovely, and it's very true to, when it comes to us. We are from two different countries, two different worlds almost, and so we stick together. And so this was our 7th anniversary. And I'm going to add that little tag label thing, whatever, but just because I wanted a little bit more gold and I wanted to fill that space, because the word where is longer than the word you, and I don't think that looks good, when there's something like just hanging there. So that label fills up that space. And I did add a little tiny cluster also at the bottom right corner of the photo. There it is. So lots of talking. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a lovely, lovely day, and thank you for watching. Bye.